Everybody, it's your girl Cheryl, and you see my wonderful co-host Chrissy Vickers here.
Hello.
Yay! Y'all know it is Tuesday night, and what does that mean? It is time for us to chop up Married at First Sight, season
Side.
8. Not season 8,
Yes.
season 12, episode number 8. And I know y'all looking like, where's Sharon? She is celebrating her dad, and she's going to jump on with us a little bit later. And if y'all have been watching, y'all know that, yeah, every round goes higher and higher.
Most
Every
definitely.
episode gets crazier and crazier. So
Yes.
invite all of your friends on to join us. I'm going to be looking down for a second because I am going to be sharing this as well. So please
Yes.
share this with everybody you know. I am so excited to dig into episode number 8. Episode number 8.
Me
So let
too.
me pull this up really quick. Alrighty. Alrighty. So as you all know, we have been covering season 12 of Married at First Sight.
Mm-hmm.
This has
Yes.
been the most probably controversial season they have had
Woo.
of this show. And in the description for the show, I told you all to bring your non-alcoholic drinks for tonight. I have brought my non-alcoholic drink for tonight. And so, thanks to God, don't be tripping. This is some nice sparkling cider because I think when you are covering Chris, you need a little drink.
you know, listen, Cheryl, I got the whole bottle
Oh,
tonight.
she's gonna need the whole bottle tonight.
I got the whole bottle. But it is not alcoholic.
See,
It's called sparkling blush. But I got
okay,
the whole. Yeah. I'm
all
I'm
right,
I'm,
the
I'm just
whole
gonna get
bottle.
me to the head. Yeah.
She'll be drinking
Yeah.
out of the bottle tonight. No, but listen, this will be something fun. Since we're having
Yeah.
fun with our non-alcoholic, we're gonna call them mocktails. What we
Yeah.
want you all to do in the comments is give us the name or the recipe of your favorite non-alcoholic drink in the comments, and maybe
Yes.
on next week maybe we'll be drinking that. So put in the
Yeah.
comments your favorite mocktail. Now y'all, non-alcoholic mocktail, put it in the comments, and perhaps
Mocktail.
perchance we'll be drinking that on one of our future recaps and reviews. So
Mm-hmm.
as you see me drinking this, we're gonna drink this while we talk about Chris and Paige
Listen.
and all of their shenanigans that keep going on, like on and on. It's like this. Look at this non-ending saga. Look at it. Now. See, when the saints of God have the whole bottle to talk
Whew.
about Chris and Paige. And typically, y'all know if y'all been watching with us, we always cover Chris and Paige at the
At the end.
end of the show. We
Yes.
go through all of the other couples and then we cover Chris and Paige. But y'all, it's just
Yeah.
so much. We're going to start out this evening with the drama that is the couple, Chris and Paige. I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to just go through all the other couples. We're going to start out with them,
With
even though, even on the show, they kind of always push them. It's almost like this shouldn't be like Married at First Sight. This should almost be the Chris and Paige show
Chris and Paige show.
because that's
And
what
I'm
it's
pretty
turned
sure
out to be.
something's gonna come of it. They most definitely will have their own show. Something's gonna happen out of this.
And I would not be surprised. I would hope, and this is just my personal opinion, I would hope there'll be separate shows
Separate, so Chris will have his own show.
Yes. And Paige will have her own. Because Paige deserves a do over. I will say that. She deserves
Oh,
a do over
she
for
does.
real, for real. For real.
She does. She does. She
So
does.
let's jump into this. The first time we see them on episode 8 is Chris talking to his pastor and one of
Mm-hmm.
his friends. Tell me what you
Mm-hmm.
thought about that conversation.
Well, at first I thought it was going good.
Hmm.
Um, listen, Chris brought in the director's chairs for them to sit in. So, I mean, he had it all set up. I mean, and it was going good until that one point when I think when the pastor was saying something that he did not like.
Right.
Chris went ahead and shut it down. I think the pastor gave some good points,
Hmm.
but Chris was not trying to hear anything. Chris kind of looked down at his phone. It's all right. This is it.
And to me that was, I thought he was so rude to
He's very rude.
someone you call your pastor, to someone you call your
Yes.
spiritual leader, even if you do not agree with them. I
Agree with
think
them.
that
Yep.
there is a certain amount of respect that you give to the office of who your pastor
Exactly.
is.
Exactly.
And when his pastor was talking to him and he just sat back and he was all on his phone, I was like, that is so
Uh-huh.
disrespectful. So
Total
disrespectful.
disrespect. And I wonder what his friend really thinks. I wonder what his friend. I mean, I don't think I could be his friend no more.
I wouldn't even want to be his pastor in my life. You need to find a new church. This church is closed to you.
Exactly.
Our doors
Exactly.
are now closed.
Exactly. And Cheryl, just to be honest, I was looking at the pastor. I said, "Oh, he's a nice looking guy. He's physically fit. He's in shape. He looks very nice." And he was very stern and direct on
Yes.
on on what he was saying. But Chris wasn't. It's as if it's not going in his favor,
Yes.
he will shut it down and he will cut you off. If you're
Yes.
not in his favor for anything, he will
It's
shut it
almost like
down
he's a
and cut
little
you off.
child.
He
Like
is.
if it's not my way, um, I don't even have the decorum to sit here and listen and take it if it's not more. Because
Exactly.
there have been
Yeah.
a lot of times where I've had spiritual leaders that have said something to me that I didn't like, that I didn't agree with, but at least I respected who they were
Respect them.
enough to pretend like I was paying attention, to
Exactly.
pretend like I, was taking it in because I
Mm-hmm.
respected who they were. I
Respect it.
respected
Yeah.
the leadership that I myself had put myself up under to at
Exactly.
least
Yeah. That
listen.
that part.
Yeah, and
Could you see him as a could you see Chris as a pastor?
girl, not one that I would, not even one that I would listen to. Forget about
Oh
that. I
God.
would um, put myself under his leadership. No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't even
Yeah.
like. There's some people that I wouldn't necessarily want to be my pastors, but I enjoy their
Yeah.
ministry and I listen to their
Yeah.
ministry because I think they have powerful ministries. But I don't even think I wouldn't want to listen to him. I just, yeah,
Especially after
no,
seeing him on Married at First Sight. I don't think, yeah, I don't even think it. I just happened to think about him. I say, what if he tried to become a pastor one day? How in the world would this work?
right. Because didn't they say earlier in the show that he was like a youth pastor, but he
A youth
quit because it
pastor, a
wasn't making
minister,
enough
one.
money? But
I
that
told
sounds
you
just like him, doesn't it? They
there
ain't
is a
making no
reason
money.
why there's a reason why his forehead protrudes out a little bit in the front.
So that's the reason.
It's something going. Oh my God! I have never. He is one in a trillion.
I hope it's uh, the stats is farther that maybe 20 trillion, or cause I hope there's not another one. Because even as his pastor and his friends, were talking about
Yeah.
um, what a diamond he had in Paige, and
Yes.
how beautiful she was, and she was smart and educated, and had a great career, and
Yes.
his friend was, he was like, when I saw her, I was like, oh look, he's like, you lucked out with her.
Yeah.
But it doesn't
and
matter if
and
your
he saw
friends think
something
that.
different.
Say that again.
But Chris saw something totally different.
Yes,
Because if you and if you go back to it, when he saw her, he said the S word. He said,
he did.
"Oh," I said, "Oh man,
He was so disappointed when he saw her, and
very."
I still don't get that because it's not like he's not a Will Smith, Morris Chestnut, Denzel, like nothing. Like
He's none of that. He listen. I just saw in my spirit. His name is Hammerhead.
that is hilarious. I thought they were pretty
No,
equally matched,
I thought so.
but
I did actually, but
I guess
mm-mm.
perception. What do they say? Perception is reality. Your perception is reality, and so
Yeah,
in his
yeah,
mind, I guess he just wasn't feeling her, and especially when
mm-mm.
he was explaining to his pastor how he tried, and he was initially
Even after
attracted
having
to
sex
her.
with her, having that he was gonna see if there was a connect there. He is so crazy. He is far gone.
Yes, yes. So that started out my disappointment because
Mm-hmm.
number one, for him, if your parents can't talk to you, your spiritual leader
Mm-hmm.
can't talk to you, that means that you don't have an authority figure that can speak, or that can reason with you, that you'll take direction
Exactly.
from. That means that you're left to your own devices. And we all know that we
Mm-hmm.
are better when we have wise voices that speak into our lives. The Bible says that in the multitude of counselors, there's safety.
Yes.
And if
Yes.
you can't be counseled, if nobody can tell you anything, then that's a scary place as a
A
woman
very
to
scary
be with
place.
a man that will not listen
Mm-hmm.
to someone else.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem like he is listening to no one.
Mm-mm.
I wonder if they bring his father in on one of these and they have a conversation. How would that go? Would he listen to him? Or if the father starts saying something that he doesn't like, is he going to dismiss his father?
I I don't. Number one, I don't know if his father, if his ideas are far from what his sons are, just based
Mm,
on the conversation they had the day after the wedding.
that's true.
Um, and I don't think he would check him
You're
because I
right.
think
You're
that
right.
he's been so used to, in his own mind, rationalizing why he behaves,
Mm-hmm.
how he behaves. So
Mm-hmm.
because I believe he's just a master manipulator. I think that's what he does, is manipulate things and situations and people. And so I don't know if he has anyone, and I could be wrong. I could be really wrong. I
Yeah.
don't know if he has anybody that who's I don't know if there's anyone's opinion that he values more than his own.
I like how you said that. he don't he don't value nobody else's opinion more than his own.
Right, right. So they'll be saying
Oh
something, he'll be
gosh.
like, but, but, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, so to me, that was interesting. And then Paige gets this phone call
Come on now.
uh, asking for a meeting
Uh-huh.
with the ex fiance. What was your take
Mm-hmm.
on that?
That's when I got the popcorn and almost choked in the process. Listen, when the process happened, when they came, I don't know if you noticed, I was looking at someone else's review of that. They said, now Chris and the ex-fiance came all dressed, real nice. Paige didn't get the memo. And she came in jeans. She came in jeans. She was dressed very low key. And they came dressed a certain way. But you know what I thought about?
What?
No, she came ready to fight. Like she had on them
She had
low
on
key
fighting
clothes.
clothes.
Exactly. So of course she wasn't, because see, Paige has some pretty outfits. But
Hmm.
for that, honey,
Yes.
she came in the jeans that night. So you knew she was coming prepared just in case something was gonna pop off. She was gonna be ready.
She came ready, huh?
She came ready. She had the little smile sitting there. I moved. Yes, it was. Hold on one minute. Let me listen.
Well, here's my thing, and a question I want to ask you too is: would you
Mm,
have gone had you got the call from Chris that I want you and me and my ex fiance to have a sit down? After what he had just said to you, would you have even done the meeting?
It's kind of like a half and half.
Mm-hmm.
A part of me would have not wanted to because he would have already ticked me off so much. I don't know if I could have done it.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other part would have wanted to see her
Right.
and see how they interact together.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and the really and so I probably would have, and probably would have dressed just like Paige did and been sitting there watching and waiting and seeing how it, I mean, I thought so. I probably, because something in me would have been wanting to really see what's really going on. Am I being punked? And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I think I would have wanted to see everything. And I think she did. I think Paige did a good job, because at
Yes.
one point in that whole conversation, it's as if she flipped the script.
Yes. Yeah.
Why he didn't say much
Well,
until
and
like
see,
the end.
that was my whole thing. Okay, first of all, um, if I back up and I answer that question for myself, I don't think I would have gone. Number
Okay.
one, you just told me you want a divorce, you don't want to move forward with the marriage, and you want to reconnect with your ex fiance. In my mind, I don't
Mm-hmm.
have a reason to meet her. I don't have a reason to
Mm-hmm.
get to know her. We're getting divorced. You're going to move on with her, and your life is going to now be with her and the child that you have coming. I'm not in that picture. I don't need to know
Mm-hmm.
her. I don't need to connect with her. I don't need to clear the
Mm-hmm.
air. I don't need no understanding. I don't need any of that because I have
A
had
little bit.
no prior conversation with her
Yeah.
at all. I don't see the need to start. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
it could be like
Yeah.
I never see her. So like if I saw her in the
Yeah.
street, I wouldn't know, and nobody would be any more the
And
wiser. So I
so
don't think I
yeah,
would
so you would
have.
have wanted to keep the drama down.
Yeah, I
Keep
was like,
the
no, that's okay. Y'all go ahead. God's blessings be upon you. And
yeah,
leave me
yeah,
alone. How did she say it the
yeah,
last time? Leave and see you never.
yeah,
That would have been
yes,
me. But I
yeah.
did notice how how when they came in, there was
Mm-hmm.
this awkward silence. The ladies
Mm-hmm.
are looking at each other
Mm-hmm.
and they have to start the conversation.
Yeah,
Because I'm thinking, first of all, you set this up, Mr. Chris. Why
exactly.
are we starting the conversation? Unless,
Yeah,
and I always throw this in as a caveat, unless this is just editing and maybe he did start the conversation and we just weren't privy to that part of it. But the part
could
they
have been
show us is the women having the conversation. And I'm
having a
like,
conversation.
okay, that says something about your maturity level as well, that you have them discussing what and leading the
Everything.
conversation, and you as the man, the thing that the common denominator in all of this, you let them handle that. And to me that was
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But you know what? I would have, the way it happened is what I would have expected for him.
right,
Because I mean, he sat there, and a lot of the time during the conversation, he just kind of had his head down and he was looking off. There
yes,
was no, there was no eye contact. It was the quietest I have ever seen Chris.
ever.
It was the quietest, and so they were having the whole conversation, and I like how Paige played it, because she didn't. If she was nervous, agitated, or frustrated, she did not let it come out.
Right.
She kept a smile on her face,
Mm-hmm.
and she kept the card. She had the winning hand. like
Yes.
in a card game. She had the
Absolutely.
winning hand. She was just waiting and listening. And then when she said about that she could have been pregnant,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
the girl was like she done did the look over at Chris.
Which to me, I couldn't. I was so surprised that she was surprised. I'm thinking
I know.
they married. What you think?
She
What?
must have thought that Chris wasn't, well, knowing Chris, he probably told her that they hadn't had sex
He lied to her. He lied to her.
because she's so unattractive. Oh, I didn't touch her. I didn't do anything. But it came out right there, and the
Yes.
girl looked like, what?
Yes.
And then
Because the
that's when
girl,
Chris
remember she
started.
said, like, from who?
Yeah, like that was so silly.
Yeah,
What
like,
the?
from who? What do
She
you
talking
mean
about
from
from
Chris?
who? So it was sounding like Chris was giving a whole he was giving a whole nother side and
Yes.
conversation and he's telling both women some different things.
Right. Right.
Um hoping that it would hoping that he wouldn't get caught in the process, I believe.
Right.
But I think everything has just been unfolding itself and he used Paige for this whole process.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I think we're going to be finding out a whole lot more because I think that them two, him and the ex fiance, are working hand in hand. Because he probably, I'm going to tell you how I saw this, Cheryl.
Okay.
That he called her
Mm-hmm.
and said, "I need you to get me out this situation. I need you to play along and act like you pregnant and act like all this stuff and that we're trying to get back together because I got to get out this marriage because this girl don't look good." I mean, I'm literally thinking that this is what he's done
Okay.
and hoping that everything was going to play out. That he called her and
Okay.
told her, he and said, "I need you to feed into all of this."
Okay. Okay. And there's not very much that I would put past him
Yeah,
um in this season, not in this season, but just who he is
and
or who he
yeah,
is
who he is.
portraying himself to be on this
Yeah.
show. Um and so I wouldn't put it past him to have asked her to come in and to pretend or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, other than her responses, her nonverbal responses to some things that
Yeah.
was said during this sit down, I'd be like, or unless he told her parts of stuff and didn't tell
Mm-hmm.
her everything. And so maybe she's
Everything.
surprised when she hears Paige talking about all of it. But one thing I will say is that I was really happy that the women were civil. I was
They
really
were.
happy with that interaction because that could have went real left. That could
It
have
could
been
have.
like really
It
bad.
could have.
But I was
It
surprised
could have.
that they handled it as well. Both of them handled it
I'm
as
trying to
well as they
remember.
did.
Did they hug or anything at the end? I'm trying to
You know,
remember. They had a just a nice. It was very nice the way they ended it.
yes.
But he was sitting over there looking like this is not how they're supposed to be playing out.
No, I remember it got rude. Like I'm ready to eat.
Yeah, and he said that Paige was being rude and
Rude and
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
Now I don't know how he thought that, but he went there on saying that she's being rude and disrespectful.
I think he did that because he knew how bad he looked. And so I think he's
Exactly.
trying to deflect all the attention, off of him. But then when his
Mm-hmm.
ex fiance, well, no, she's not.
Yep.
I think she's
Oh,
handling
that
very
part.
well.
That part. He was sitting there like, "Oh Lord, they about to both gang up on me. I'm gonna have
Yes,
to end this." He was like, "I'm gonna have to end this situation because
right.
boy, they both got to gang up on me." Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, and I loved that that both of those ladies handled it so maturely.
Mm-hmm.
Handled a
Mm-hmm.
really really bad situation very mature, and
Very.
made him look just who he's been portraying himself to be this whole season, like this petulant child that can't have his way.
Yep.
And when he can't have his way, he throws a fit, he gets on his phone, or he plays the victim, like somebody's doing something
Yeah.
to him when he is the
Yeah.
perpetrator of all the madness.
Yeah. He
So,
he he plays the victim in everything. He really does. I'm gonna say this too. I don't I don't fight. I'm
mm-hmm,
a very conservative woman.
mm-hmm.
But Chris made me want to whoop his behind.
I will fight you though. I don't fight anybody else, but I will fight you.
I wanted to choke him until his eyeballs come out his head. I was just like, you have got to be kidding me. I mean, he is a natural disaster.
And I don't even know if I don't even know if he knows it or if he
I,
realizes it. I'm I have no words. I have no words.
Somebody said that's Marion County style right there. I'm for real. Listen, I was driving in my car today, and I said, I'm a very loving, easygoing person. I don't think I've fought since kindergarten. The last time I fought was kindergarten when I had to knock this little boy out for looking under my dress. But I
Uh,
don't think I have ever wanted to fight. I mean, this man here makes you want to do that to him. And Lord forgive me, but I felt like choking the mess out of him. I felt like slapping his phone out his hand and kicking it down the sidewalk.
and he just, which is why I am so surprised at the calm demeanor of Paige
Yes.
throughout this entire process. She has been just, just as soft spoken as she can be, even when she's talking to his
God
ex
had to give that
fiance.
to her.
The
That
Lord
was
is sitting on
supernatural.
her.
That was supernatural.
What?
That was a supernatural peace and calmness because there's no way and all the stuff that he does. I mean, I can't listen, Cheryl. I was thinking stuff that I should not have thought in regards to hurting Chris.
And it's because he's done so much in this short amount of time, but he
Yes,
pretends like things have been done to him. Like
yes,
we should be feeling sympathetic for him, and he's caused all the
yes,
chaos.
yes.
So,
He should be on that show, How to Get Away with Murder, cause he would know how to do it, play on it. They would never know.
that is hilarious. It's just interesting. And oh, I
Mhm.
see. Hold on, Sharon is coming. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Let me
Oh
get her
yeah,
in
tell her to
here.
come on in on this one, honey.
Let me pull her in here. Hey, woman of God.
Hello.
Look, I don't know whether you want to call me that right now. No, I'm just wait a minute. Let me get back. Look, let me set my camera up. Okay, I get confused on this which way I'm supposed to go.
The other way.
Gotta come back in. Yeah, you gotta come back in.
Wait.
Hold on a minute.
Okay,
Why
come a
do I
little bit.
feel like
Where you at?
Listen, I hope that I hope Sharon did a mocktail.
I know,
And
right?
wait?
And then she disappears.
Oh man,
Where are
hold on.
you?
she
Oh Lord,
vanished.
she have to call back in because she
Oh
like
my
she
gosh.
dropped. But
Oh gosh.
and here she is. Okay, we got you.
It's this braid right here. This one.
It just won't do right. Just want
Do
to
you
see
see
what.
mine
It
tonight?
just
I actually clamped it. I clamped everything up so it could be out the way for this conversation tonight.
She needed no distractions for this conversation. Did
honey,
you bring your
I
Sharon,
need
mocktail?
I
Sharon,
need a Mai
look,
Tai.
You didn't bring your
Sharon,
Mm-mm.
We brought our
Sharon,
mocktails.
I
Y'all
got the
go
whole
look.
bottle.
Y'all gonna have to take it from me, honey, because I'm gonna try to stay saved on this one. Cause let me just help you out. We gonna need. I'm gonna be like the mother of that church. I need the real stuff this time. Cause chill.
Well, and so you missed it. We started out with Chris and Paige this time.
That's what we're talking about
We're
still.
talking about them now. So
Oh,
we want to
honey, my
hear.
chest
We've given
hurt.
our takes.
She said her chest hurting.
I
So we're gonna yield the floor, and we're gonna let you give your opinion on everything that happened from his talk with his pastor and his friend, and then from the conversation with his ex fiance. Tell us how you feel about that.
well, let's start with the talk. Am I I hear echo.
I don't hear an echo. Y'all let us know in the
Oh,
comments if you hear an echo or if you can hear her clearly.
yes, please. That, I thought the pastor and the other friend,
Mm-hmm.
after Chris said what he had to say, I just thought they should have jumped him. I, I, I,
Just beat him down.
I, I just thought that it should have been like, one of those frat boys, like, when you getting jumped into a fraternity. I think they should have just jumped him. I really do.
Yeah.
And I think the pastor was. I think he was cussing in his head.
He
I
was.
do.
He was.
I do.
He
I
was.
think I think he was ready to tear his license up just for that moment.
That taught this boy nothing.
Right, right. Like, what is wrong with this boy?
He listened to
And
none of
why
the
am
sermons.
look, look, I ain't gonna get no more members at my church if this how they turning out.
Exactly. They're gonna avoid that church.
Yeah, we
What?
don't. We look. This is why I don't go to your church because your members like this. But I think they were very disappointed, which
Yes.
Yeah.
they they should have been.
Yes.
And like he said, it is an embarrassment to him, and it's an embarrassment to his family. I'm
Yes.
not
Yes.
sure though how embarrassed his family is just going to be, especially his dad. Mm.
Yeah.
Um, I hope they are. I think they may be embarrassed. I do not think they are surprised.
Well, that's true.
Because they've seen. You cannot tell me they have not
They
seen this behavior before.
they
They
have
know
to
this
know.
is. They know this is their son. But I think they are embarrassed because it's not playing out in your little circle. It is
Correct.
playing
This
out.
is millions.
Yes, and
Hmm.
millions are talking about it. And so imagine
Yeah.
seeing millions of people
They
talk
know.
disparagingly about your son.
Yeah.
That's a whole different kind
Yeah,
of. For me, I would be if I was a mother. I'm not a mother. I don't have any children. I would be embarrassed and
you can
hurt
have mine.
and disappointed to have my child being talked about like this.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
I
I,
I really think he was dropped during birth, head first on the floor.
He was like
dropped that birth.
Mephibosheth.
Right. That part. Just lame.
I think he slipped
But
out the
he
doctor's hands.
but he lame
I
in the
think he slipped.
mind.
Right.
He's lame in the brain.
Yeah.
For
So
real.
I I just think and so have you guys talked about the phone call?
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah.
talk about it a lot. We went
Yeah. So
basically
you
we
could go
kind of
ahead
went
and go
straight
a little
into the
bit deep into
actual
the phone
meeting.
call.
But talk about the call.
I'm not even sure why his number not blocked. Like,
And why she's still receiving calls.
Why? Your number hadn't changed by now? I just think a representative from AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, whatever plan she owned, should have just
Blocked.
voluntarily said, we will change
Blocked
your
it.
number for
For
free.
free.
Matter of fact, we will give you, look, you don't have to pay a bill for the next 6 months. You've been through so much, you don't have to pay
Yeah.
a bill
Give her
for
a
the
year.
next 6 months.
Yes.
Give her a whole year. Whew.
Yeah, that phone call was it 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 was insensitive.
Yes.
I just think it was very insensitive. And she was like, I need to pray on it. Some stuff you ain't got to pray about.
Thank you. Don't bother
Some
Jesus
No,
with
stuff,
that's just common
yeah,
sense.
some stuff Jesus be sitting up there like, for what? You
You
already
know the
know.
answer.
You don't need to come to me about that. You
The
already
guy
know.
told you he don't want you. What else do you
What
need?
you asking me?
What you want me to do? This one right here is worse than trying to turn water into wine. This
Yeah.
a miracle that I'm not even gonna try to do right here.
Right. Let
Yeah.
me ask you what I asked Lady Chrissy. If that was you, would you have gone to the meeting?
No, I wouldn't have known about the meeting because I would have took the call.
She
I
said she
mean,
wouldn't have known about the meeting.
I wouldn't have known about the meeting because I would have took the call. I'm just like, dude, what you got a flip phone? They don't block phone numbers. Come on,
Oh
did he star
God.
67 you and his name didn't come up? What?
She said she
So
wouldn't have
no,
known.
I wouldn't have known about the meeting because I wouldn't have answered the phone. I would have been like, oh, you didn't know they found me somebody else.
Mid-season. We got somebody else.
Right, right. You
Yeah.
know what? They found me somebody else. Oh, the producers didn't tell you. Oh,
Sorry.
block my number.
And to me, that
Oh
was
God.
Yeah.
that was a funny part. Let me say hello to everybody that's joining us. I see Marie, Tasha, Leslie,
Oh, I got this
uh,
braid. Man.
Netta. Thank y'all so much for joining. We appreciate it. Be sure if you're on YouTube to hit that like button and share. And also, if you're on Facebook, be sure to share as well. Okay, so past the phone call. Let's see. Now we're at the sit down with Chris and Paige, and I guess you pronounce her name Mercedes.
Yeah.
So they're all at the sit. Look at your face. They're at the sit down talking. When we get to the sit down, the first persons to talk are the ladies. How'd you feel about that? To a meeting he called.
You know, I wouldn't have let that squirrel talk either.
She thought it was squirrel.
Because everything he has stated from the inception of the show has been
Yeah.
utterly ridiculous.
Yes.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I would have took over the conversation too, but I wouldn't have been as nice.
Yeah.
They were quite nice and they were quite cordial.
Yes.
But
And
to me,
I
I
don't
loved that part that they
I
weren't,
love yeah,
that
but
they didn't go there.
he deserved another beatdown though. He deserved one from the men and from the women.
I tell you what I would have done.
Chris,
Whoop this
Lady Chrissy
behind.
already told us that she's never been a fighter,
Never.
but Chris would have would have driven the fight up out of her.
I would have whipped his behind.
That's so nice. That's such a nice way to put it.
Choked his, choked him until his eyeballs came out his head.
Yeah. I would have killed him and told God he died. No,
So you ain't sitting down, God. Or you gonna be like Cain?
right. That part.
Oh,
Am I my
Yeah,
brother's
she said she
keeper?
would have killed him.
I don't understand um how he's reminding me of a cat because he has 9 lives. He has gotten away with everything.
Everything.
Because he's been
And
allowed
Mm-hmm.
to.
yes, he has definitely been allowed to get away with everything. But I'm not sure, Mercedes. I'm just wondering how that conversation went with her after the cameras turned off.
What do you think that we were talking about this earlier about how
Mm-hmm.
when Paige says to Chris and Mercedes that she could have also been pregnant, and the look that
Mm-hmm.
she gave Chris, Mercedes gave Chris,
Mercedes, yeah.
hearing that information, like, huh, how, and then she
Like,
asked her
oh,
by who.
right, right. Look, so
My
Duh.
is
husband.
this look IVF or what? Did you
We did
oh
this
you
before
had
the
an
show.
look oh you had
Yeah.
an ex fiance too?
And I'm thinking,
You had an ex
what do
fiance?
you mean
Yeah,
Because
that
Chris probably told her that he hadn't had sex with her.
I think Chris has probably been telling her a lot of untruths.
who? Right.
Yep.
And if I were Paige, I would have went in the door spilling the beans.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I would have told so much. I probably would have made up some stuff.
And another thing,
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah. Actually,
right.
she probably shouldn't have even said anything, but left it about her being pregnant
or just left them
all the way to
hanging.
the end. Left it
Yep,
hanging.
I
Left it
agree.
hanging.
I would have went in there
Left.
rubbing my stomach, knowing that I just ate too much, but would have went in, just went in there rubbing my stomach, talking about,
Yeah.
I'm just not feeling well, girl. I would have
Girl,
played
we're
that
gonna have our
whole
babies
thing.
at the same time.
I know. Oh my goodness. Oh, you think we can go in at the same time,
Yeah,
We
yeah,
could be
yeah,
roomies.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was,
Now
Chris
look,
2 and
no,
Chris 3.
we weren't protected.
Exactly.
That
which
part.
is in any, yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's a
That
it was,
that in itself.
yeah. After, especially after you found out um what was really going on with your husband, man. Seems like you would have made some
With your
different choices.
uh-uh. With your child man.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
So
I guess that whole conversation. I am glad, like you said, Cheryl. I'm very glad that the women were able to have a very cordial
yes.
conversation because we don't see that.
Right.
We don't see that often because we see wigs and weaves going across
Right.
the
Yeah.
room, and I've always asked myself, why are you so angry at the other woman?
Right.
Why
And
Exactly.
you
It's
not
got
the
the
to keep the
man.
man.
man in his head? You
Yes.
know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I said, they should be on Chris
Hmm.
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
not at one another because I
Right.
think they were both put in a precarious situation.
Yes.
They were.
And it's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
it's it's very unfortunate, and especially for Paige. But I'm wondering about Paige. I'm still wondering about why is she what what makes her hold on to this for so long.
And
I
She's in
still
don't
think
denial.
that they're gonna
know.
stay together.
Huh?
I still think they're gonna stay together.
And she's probably been through a relationship like that before.
That
Something
was back
like
and forth
and
like that.
and yeah, and she really doesn't know her worth because if a
Right.
woman knows her worth, she wouldn't put up with any of that. So I'm thinking that she's been through something most definitely very similar
Right.
to that before. Sharon, I did tell Cheryl that you saw the outfits. Now, Paige did come in fighting clothes with the jeans and stuff.
Yes, she did.
Yes,
Yes, she did. And I bet you somewhere in that purse she has some Vaseline.
exactly. Exactly.
That part right there.
because
GC.
Mercedes was dressed real pretty. He came in his nice
Hmm.
little suit, and Paige didn't get the memo about the outfit.
No, she didn't get that y'all was dressing up for church.
Oh
She
gosh.
she did she look, she came in there like, yes, if I need to act like a sinner, I'm dressed for it.
She sure
She came
was.
ready to fight.
I,
She sure
right,
was.
but
But
you did she didn't know what she was going to be facing.
mm-mm,
Right.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
And I probably would have did the same thing, had me on a couple of little clip-on earrings so I could snatch them off real quick.
Oh my
Kiara,
gosh.
Kiara, your audience gonna be like, please don't put that ghetto girl on there no more. I promise you, I promise y'all, I am saved, but I am from Bourne Homes, and I'm still in Atlanta. So the ATL does come out.
So you gotta stay ready. You just never
Gotta
know
Yeah.
what.
stay. Yeah, you gotta stay ready. You gotta stay on point, and I think that's what Paige did.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I'm glad that she kept her composure.
Yes.
Yes, she
Yes.
did. She
She
Yes.
smiled
really
a whole
did.
lot.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a nervous
She
smile.
probably took some medication. She probably took some kind of. She probably took a
She's on
Xanax
Xanax.
or took a few sips before everything
She,
started, or weed, or marijuana.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was something that she hit before starting because
Look,
it mellowed
look,
her completely out.
look, a
She
little
was
puff puff
very
pass.
calm.
Yeah, yeah, she was very calm.
Yeah,
But you could
she
tell
was.
that Mercedes was a little agitated because she kept doing her hair like this, so to the point that you could a wig or the weave had done split right up in this area, and you could see no regular. Yeah, it was done.
Oh God.
See,
Oh
see, I
God.
didn't see that part. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
go
no,
back and
yeah,
watch
it
it
had done
again.
split. Yeah, you got to go back and watch. It had done split all through here because she had done did this too much.
That's hilarious. But I'm wondering, what did Chris possibly tell Mercedes to get her to come and meet with Paige? Did he say, I want you to come and see this person that they put me with, or see the person that I'm leaving, her for you? Or what could that conversation could have been like?
To have her come,
Because
or maybe
yeah,
that Paige wanted to meet her.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
put very much past him, but even when she said, I don't know what he's told you about us getting back together,
right.
but
That
that
part.
ain't happening.
She's
I'm not sure what page he's on, but it ain't my page. No pun intended.
So and it makes you wonder, did did he know that she was having second thoughts, or she was even questioning them reuniting as a couple outside of just rearing their child? Did he know that prior to this sit down, or was that news for
Mhm.
him, or did he know that and he was going to try to get back with Paige?
Right.
It just makes me wonder that whole dynamic, what was going on in that situation. Did he already know that she was saying, we can raise this child, you can be a father to this child, but as far as the two of us, I have no desire for us to be a
Right.
couple?
Yeah.
I
But
she may
and
have
wasn't
moved
at one
on.
point they were questioning, like, for her saying she's pregnant, or I forgot, it was something that seemed like it was said about in regards to her, maybe, well, this was Paige looking like, okay, she may or may not be
Well,
pregnant.
I will tell you this, because I live on YouTube. I have seen
Spoiler alert.
several people, and I don't watch
Yes.
them, but I see them all the time. And unfortunately, the news is that she miscarried, and so I'm sad to
Like,
hear that, because nobody
I am
well,
wants,
too.
huh?
I'm sad to hear that too. But remember when we did the last or the one before this,
Hmm.
our review, and remember I said she's going to end up not being pregnant, and I hadn't seen anything on YouTube.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I just go to church on YouTube. That's all I do. But uh,
Okay.
but I said I think that they're going to remain together,
Hmm.
and she's not going to be pregnant.
Yeah,
And
and this
Paige
was
is
just
Mm.
it just came out this week. I think they said the little title on the YouTube video said that he had mentioned or announced or whatever that unfortunately she miscarried. And so I don't know if it was truly a miscarriage or what happened.
or no baby at
Nobody
all.
wants to be pregnant, even if it's a surprise, and then
Correct.
miscarry. So,
Chris wrote his own script to this.
and I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
but
say that she didn't. I'm not gonna say that she wasn't pregnant and then this and didn't miscarry. I'm
right,
not gonna be
Yeah.
that insensitive to say that that couldn't have been
Yeah.
the
right,
case, because as a woman that has never had a child, I would never want
Never know.
anybody to
right,
experience that and the pain that, if that is what happened, the pain she must be going through. Because that's
right.
a roller coaster. First of all, to not be with the person that you were getting ready to get married, and then find out you're pregnant, and then miscarry,
It- And it
perhaps
probably
because
all
But
of the
she
happened
broke
because
stress.
up
of
with him,
stress.
didn't
It
she?
was stress.
Say that
But
again,
didn't
Sharon.
she break up with him?
I don't know how it happened. Is that how it
Okay,
happened?
I don't know. I thought she broke up with him, so I just kind of figured she was done. Because the way she was looking at him, she was like, I don't want
Okay. He always has
him.
an
Like,
attitude. He's always
Yeah,
aggravated.
she did.
right.
She did say that.
But wait a minute. He got an attitude because Paige was speaking her truth.
Yep.
Exactly.
And
And said
they
she was
both were
rude
having
and
that
all of that.
conversation. And then he wanted to kind of get rude.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
I said, hold up there, partner. Wait a minute.
Yes.
My, somebody's fist should be in your face.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, and I'm sorry to the audience. I'm not violent for real. I promise you, I
Me
am not
either.
violent.
But Chris
But
brings it out of you.
I,
Because he does that whole victimhood
I
thing
wanted to punch him in his throat.
where, like
yep,
everything that you've done, and now she
Yeah.
gets to, after 7 episodes, she
yeah,
is finally saying how she's
Standing up for
felt
herself.
about this. She's
Yeah.
finally
correct.
giving voice to the hurt, the pain, and the embarrassment that she has gone through. And you got a problem with it?
Yeah.
Right,
No,
right.
you don't get to have a problem with it. You don't.
You don't get. Matter of fact, I'm gonna need you to sit down, be quiet, cross your legs, do whatever you gotta do, but you can't say nothing.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
can't say spit, spittle, or spaghetti. Nothing.
Yeah.
Because
So
that was
I didn't.
trauma.
Yeah,
I
I
think they
didn't
should have
understand him trying to
invited
get the
his
attitude.
therapist on the show. He had to have had a therapist during his childhood.
I bet you didn't.
They quit.
I bet you didn't. And this is why I say I bet you didn't.
Oh
Because
God.
as a culture, we are anti mental health, anti
Correct.
therapy.
That's
I just did
true.
a show on
Did
it
it so?
last week. So if you're on
Yes, you
Yeah.
YouTube,
did.
check that out. Mental health, the black community, the black
Yeah.
church. So I would gather to say I am probably 80 to 90% sure that he hasn't had, prior to maybe this climate that he's in right now, he's probably never had therapy
Mm-hmm.
I can
before.
agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and he's probably having therapy now because it's part and parcel of this show. They have therapists that talk to you because of his show. But I just
They
don't think.
quit.
They
And
quit
now this
too.
is what I did listen to. I don't know if you all listen to Kev on Stage. They have a
Yeah.
show called The Bald and the Beautiful.
Yes.
And they
Yeah, his
had one of the
visits kept on
therapists, Dr.
stage.
Pepper, I think it is. I think it was Dr. Pepper, the young
Mm-hmm.
therapist that's on the show. They had her
Okay.
talking on, and she was like done. Like, we sorry.
They
Should
don't
be.
know what to do.
But she
Nobody
said just
knows
what I
what to
said
do.
earlier, that he tricked them, that
Yeah.
everything he showed him in the interviews, all of that was this great guy. And then he gets on the show and they're like, huh?
Right.
Who is this masked
Right.
man?
I told you he could play on how to get away with murder.
Because he apparently he pulled the wool over their eyes and made them think
Everybody.
that he was this great guy, and they were all shocked and embarrassed because what has everybody been saying? Fire the therapist, fire the team, because they did a
Right.
horrible job. They did a horrible job
Right.
matching these couples,
Right.
and that's what it
Oh
looks
And
like
God.
when we see him. Like, how is he even on this show?
right. You know what application did he fill out? You know, what did he say on the
It was the
application
pandemic application.
That's right. These are the PCs, the pandemic couples.
that but I guess, you know, like I said, I don't understand how Paige has just kept her composure. Um,
Supernatural. God
Yeah.
did that. Either that or she's lost her mind.
you know, I was going to say, you know, I trust God. I really do. And I love God. I really do.
I hear the butt coming.
Yep.
But you know, some things come by faster than praying, and there is not that much faster than praying that you can do. 21 days wouldn't even make it. You can fast for a whole year, and I would still want to pop him in his face because I
Knock
don't
them
get
down.
it. I
Beat them
don't
down to
know
the ground
how. Right, I don't know how you could take somebody's life and turn it upside down
Right.
in days, in just a
Yeah.
few days.
And they keep
in
coming
just a
back
few
for it.
days. And then, and here's you had to tape all these shenanigans. Now you got to watch it.
Right. This
That's
would be the
double.
interview. The top interview from this season is going to be Paige after this season is over. Everyone is going to want to interview her.
Her.
Forget every other couple, forget every other person, because they're going to want to know her
Whew.
mindset as she was
Yeah.
going through it and what made her stay so long in this situation. Like, most
She thought it
people,
was God
after day
ordained.
one, we would have been
Yeah.
sitting down with his parents at brunch saying, y'all can have him back.
Okay, Cheryl, I vote that you go ahead and submit a letter now to Paige before she gets to where she's
Inundated
charging. Look, to where she's charging $10,000 per.
to do interviews.
I need you to go ahead and put your letter in right now to say we will interview you now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to say anything that you can't say about the other episodes, but can we go ahead and set it up? We just starting out on this journey, but
And we most definitely want you to be our first guest.
Right,
and we
right.
want, yes, we want you to be our first guest. And yeah, I say, Cheryl, get your good writing skills
Say, reach out.
and reach out already, because that's going to be a lot of interviews.
Yes.
I mean,
Oprah's gonna get that interview with her. I can
right?
put
Somebody.
I
her
think
way up there with Prince Harry and Meghan.
I was about to say she gonna get 17 million too.
It was 17. I thought it was 7.
because
It was 17.
because
It was
there are
17.
people around the world. There is one guy that comes on YouTube. I think he's from London or England. London, England. He loves talking about these two. He does, and I be on there rolling listening to him talk about Paige and Chris with his accent.
See,
Because they are the
it's sad.
show.
It's sad when you become international craziness. That's sad.
But at least the Lord highlighted him for us. So for all the other ladies in Atlanta, y'all see. Y'all already see.
No, that's all over the world. I'm seeing this one.
So you can't
You know, I
feign ignorance.
right. While I'm in
Chris
Atlanta,
is
I
the
wish I
most
was
wanted
talking
man in
to him.
America. Chris is the most wanted man in America.
Can y'all
Wanted for
imagine
what?
if I bumped into him while I was in Atlanta?
That we would need you to pull
Sharon,
out your phone and start recording.
I promise
Sharon,
you,
I can already see this. You will be whipping his
I,
behind.
I would go Facebook Live so fast talking about this is for Cheryl Thomas Speak. This is for Church Girl Nation, Church Girl Chat, YouTube, Facebook Live, Instagram. You heard it here first. We going live. Cheryl, I'm gonna do this interview for you because I know you too nice. And you don't say such things as I'm about to say. So go ahead and put a disclaimer to your audience right now that she is saved. She's just not all the way delivered, but she's gonna get this interview.
Oh my gosh.
Honey, I can only imagine if I ran to him right now that while I'm in Atlanta.
Hmm. Let it happen, Lord. Let her find him.
Please,
Let it
Lord, let us
happen.
see him somewhere.
Let
At
it
lunch,
happen.
walking down
I,
the street,
yes, yes, yes. Let
in
me find
traffic.
out where he is. Can
What?
somebody put his GPS on?
Oh
Look,
no,
can
ma'am.
somebody send send me your location?
Yes.
That would be hilarious.
Well, I can't wait to the next episode because in the trailer for next week, apparently they're gonna have another conversation.
Who?
I would be so done talking to him, but anyway.
Wait a minute.
Done.
I mean,
The only thing we
who
could
is
do
it?
is
Chris
just
and Mercedes in Paige, or
Only
just
person
Chris?
that I saw on that they showed was Chris and Paige.
and
I don't
he's
have
not
any more words for you.
right. I
Not
don't.
even a text message.
You can't whisper another thing.
Not one.
No.
Not one more thing can you whisper in her ear. Say it out loud, dude. Why you
Yeah.
hiding? I gotta feel that I'm gonna fall in love with you, dude. Bye,
No.
bye.
No,
She would
sir.
have punched him right in his thick forehead, in his 5 head. Punched him right in it.
But
The
wait a
best thing she
minute.
could do for him is just not answer, not respond,
Correct.
not entertain it. Because as long as she keeps responding, the longest she keeps entertaining him, he knows he has a chance.
Yeah,
He
that's
knows
true.
that. But if she wants to really shut it down, like Sharon said, block your number. You don't have
Hmm.
access to me anymore. Like anymore.
But
Not
then
even
too,
Yep.
she
email
got to get
access.
those checks. She got to get those checks to the end of the season.
Right.
So
And
Yep.
somebody did
So they're
say
gonna
that
stick it
about
out.
they may be contractually obligated for a certain amount of
Yeah.
airtime. And
hmm
Yeah.
so they may be dragging this out. Maybe it's really over, but they're dragging it out because they may be obligated contractually to
yep,
Yeah.
appear in a certain number
yep,
of episodes or a certain number of hours or whatever. I'm like, give them another
yep.
storyline.
Yeah. I I
I
mean, and
just
I
want
think this
them to
could be
bring
season
somebody else.
13
Say that
Yeah.
again.
I just want them to bring somebody else in before the show is over.
for
That would
Paige.
to me that would have been just let him go find somebody else that was on the cutting
No,
floor.
I say leave him on the show.
Yeah, they
Leave
gotta
him on
leave
the
them
show while he can look at Paige be with somebody else. That's what
kissing
I
on
say.
somebody else, kissing and hugging on somebody else. Yep.
That part.
But
See?
see, for me, I think a part of, and this is just me, y'all can tell me how you feel. I think a part of it for him is the notoriety that he's getting from just being on the show. So I think the
I think he's
bigger
getting death
hurt,
threats.
and he may be, but I think he's so narcissistic and so arrogant that
Yeah,
just him having this platform means a lot. And so the thing to
that's
do, you
true.
take it from him. Like some people, you just that's all you have to just know, just snatch it. Like they had to do
Yeah,
somebody
but
else. You know what I mean?
at the end of the day, you got this platform, but then you have to understand that this show could be on for a year and people are going to see you and they're still going to
Yeah.
remember you and your shenanigans.
Right,
Yep.
right. And here's the
They're not
thing.
going to forget that.
Let's say outside of all of this other stuff, he's a cool guy. People are going to have a hard time
That's
believing
all.
that, and that may even bleed over to business, where people may not trust you for business after having seen you here.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
forget the whole relational part of it. You may be ruining and hurting your name in ways that you
Yeah.
don't even see or that you can't even
Correct.
discern right now. Because
And
Yep.
if I'm a
Subway.
business person, I might be thinking, okay, you a liar. How
He's a
what a person does
pathological.
one way, they do always. So you're not just lying to
Yeah.
women, you lying to business partners, you lying to banks, you lie. So no, I'm gonna take the risk of
Yeah.
partnering with you in any kind of business venture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he could be hurting a lot of a future business just by how
Yeah.
he is being portrayed on this show, which is why you always have to be careful. One thing my dad always taught us growing up was that your name is everything.
It
It
That's
is.
all
is.
you have at the end of the
Mhm.
day is your name. And if
Correct.
you do things that are going to cause people to think a certain way when they see you, even if it's been years ago,
Yeah.
you've tainted your name. And so you have to, with all diligence, make sure that you represent, what you want people to think or believe or to know about who you are, how you operate, whether you
Yeah.
are a person of integrity through and through, whether you can be trusted. And so this says more
Hmm.
than how you respond to her as a husband. It says how you respond to authority, because we just saw how you acted with your pastor.
Right. I'm done.
That
I'm
was
done with the conversation.
While you
What?
on your phone, just so
yeah.
Who does
disrespectful.
that?
Yeah, just so disrespectful. So I know you
I would
don't
have
regard
knocked that phone out of
authority.
his hand in Jesus'
Nobody can
name.
tell you anything. So yeah, on so
Yeah.
many levels, and I don't think he understands that you are hurting yourself in so many different ways that
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not even a reality show about marriage. The damage you could be
Yeah.
doing.
He doesn't understand that the residual, the ramifications
Right.
from this, you can't even see beyond how this is going to be, something that I don't know whether you're going to be able to come back from unless you just at the church tarrying on the altar, pulling on the horns of the altar. Come
Right.
on.
That's so
So
true.
look, with one of the church mothers talking about you ain't there, you ain't there, you ain't there. Come on,
Call him
come on, come
louder.
on, come on.
Oh my gosh.
He ain't in you.
He ain't in you. You're gonna have to come better than that. But what I did love about this particular episode, the friends advice
Yes. Yes.
was absolutely amazing.
The friends
Yes.
were,
Especially Haley.
I mean, all of
Yes.
they have some great friends. They all have
Yeah, they
Yes.
do.
some really great level-headed friends. Okay, so we're done with Kristen Page, the Kristen Page show. We're gonna
Please,
put them aside.
please.
And so Sharon, go ahead. We'll talk about Chris and Haley. Not Chris and Haley, was it Jacob and Haley, right?
Yeah.
Jacob, Eric and Haley. No,
No, Eric and
Jacob and
Virginia.
Haley.
Hold up.
Yeah, Jacob and Haley.
Jacob and Haley.
Yes. So I really, really love the fact when she had, lunch or whatever with her friend, and her friend was just like, I know you,
Mm-hmm.
and I know how you will pull back, and I know how, you won't give it a chance. You usually just run.
Right.
I
Mm.
think you need to give it a chance. You need to give him an opportunity. It can't be just the way he's dressed.
Right.
Yeah.
It can't just be that. It has, you can't just do what you've always done and expect different results.
Right.
That's the
Yeah.
definition of insanity if you do that. So
Yeah.
I really like her advice to Haley.
Yes. Yes.
And I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I think now I have a smidget of hope for them.
Mm-hmm. Me
But
too.
then when I heard Jacob talking with the guys, and he was saying, I hope it doesn't flip to where she's all in and then I'm not.
But even when he said that, I didn't believe that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'm thinking, no, you wouldn't, because you all for her now,
Yeah.
and she would have to really do something to you for you to flip like that. Even as he was saying, what I'm scared of, if she goes all in and then I'm not feeling her anymore. No, that ain't gonna happen.
Right.
that
Yeah.
that ain't gonna happen because you feeling her and you really
Yeah.
Well,
want her.
but if she takes too long, or if she keeps pulling back, then it will happen.
Yeah.
If
That's
she
true.
keeps going the direction that she is going right now, or what she's exhibited before, then it will happen, because he doesn't want somebody that's going to pull back, or
Yeah.
somebody that's like, he needs to be needed. He
Hmm.
wants to be needed. He wants to have that affection. And if she doesn't give him that, then it may flip.
Yeah.
I hear that, but I don't see that with him. Um, because and this, y'all, this is just me. I
Uh-oh.
think in all of his relationships, he's never been the one that broke up.
Well,
That's true.
he said that everybody else was the special disaster. It wasn't never
That's
him.
what he said.
And
He
I
was
think they probably all
he,
broke up with him.
And that, yeah, and when he said that, I said to myself, it was probably you.
It was.
it's not me, but it's you.
It's you.
Anybody that's stuck in the 80s the way he is, I would really have to question his mental stability.
I don't think he's mentally unstable. And this is the funniest
He got
thing.
something going on.
I just think he's weird. I just think he's quirky. I don't think that
Yeah.
it, like on the mental health spectrum, I don't see him on the mental health unstable, like sharpshooter, you said, or I just think he is just
Oh God.
um this really eclectic kind of guy that either you
Hmm.
get or you don't get.
Steak and
Um,
eggs every day
steak and eggs every day. That what is that
Steak
natural
and eggs
diet
and
he did, so he
onions.
could be like a natural
and
like
onions.
fitness person. So I think that's why he eats like that. I just think he's weird. Maybe I shouldn't say it like that. I think he's different.
No, we have to call it. Have to call it like he's like we can't even we cover that up.
But here's the thing. I think that he wants to come out of being like that.
Hmm. Okay.
Because he reminds me of somebody who was at Woodstock. Was it Woodstock?
Was that like the
in that
hippies,
era.
the hippie era?
That's the
Yeah,
70s.
Okay,
That's the
yeah.
70s,
And
60s
so
and 70s.
I think he's a little bit like that.
okay,
And
okay,
it wasn't the fact that, you know, they didn't move on, but they just, it was just something about that era that they really liked.
okay, okay,
You know, whether it was the dress, the way people dress, whether it was what they drove, whether it was, you know, just that freedom that they had. So that may have been his testimony in the 80s.
okay, okay.
Would you
Could
marry
be.
him? Could you
Say
marry
what
him?
now? No.
Nope.
No,
Could
well,
you?
see, I'm look.
Wait a minute.
Uh, and I'm saying that
Uh,
on this side, but would you, Sharon?
Could you could you marry him? Because that's actually how she looks at him.
I just
Like
don't think she's attracted to him
well,
at
he's
you
weird.
all.
know me, but see, here's the thing though. We all three of us have different personalities than Paige. You know, I think she's more of an introvert,
Okay.
except with people that she's comfortable with.
But here's the
We're
thing.
extroverts with
I'm not an
everybody.
extrovert.
Okay, well, I'm an
Everybody thinks I'm
extrovert.
not extrovert.
I'm an
Look,
extrovert.
I'm an extrovert that wants to be an introvert.
Oh
so
gosh.
so that's my testimony, and I'm sticking to it. You know, I want to be an
I can
introvert,
say
but
I
this
can
extrovert
I
thing
can
just
say this. If you are an introvert, you did good during the pandemic because you already used to being to yourself. There was no problem. Me, I was over here having a problem. I thought the walls was closing in on me because I'm so used to being out, going and being a part of stuff at events, hosting events. Yes, it was terrible.
Okay, let me just testify.
come on, baby, come on, testify, come on.
I am an introvert. Well, and I'm actually what they call an ambivert. I am more comfortable being introverted, but
Okay.
I can flow
Be
either way. But my preference is alone time, just chilling. I, this pandemic, the only thing that did to hurt me, I could do this. I could do church like
Yeah,
this.
okay.
yes,
I
yes.
I can
That's why you've been so happy and energetic. You know, I've been watching you all through. I say, Cheryl don't look like nothing is phasing her right now. What's going on? So
I am
now
so
it just
good.
Cheryl. Okay, so I'm like you, Cheryl, because right this pandemic has not bothered me whatsoever. And as you can see, I still get on a plane when I want to, so I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered by that.
you're a faith
Uh,
walker.
but
Right.
me, but me spending time by myself, I'm okay. Or
That's how
doing
I
things,
feed myself.
yeah, or me doing
I'm
Zoom,
the complete opposite.
I'm good.
Hmm. Well, and then that
Yeah,
means that you're truly an extrovert because an extrovert gets energy from being around people. That's how they refuel. An
yes,
Yeah.
introvert gets energy from being alone. That's how they refuel. I
I could
refuel
be by
yeah,
from
myself
being
for a little bit.
alone.
I could be by myself for a little bit, but I really like being around people, having come, it just works better for me.
Right. And
but
What's
so
see,
for
I
you,
think
it's
what's
for
probably been hard.
yes, but see, I think for me, I just got rid of kids. I'm good.
That's why you were
That's
empty
why
nester.
she's like, I'm
I
good.
just, I just got rid of kids. I'm
Mm.
real good. This time is just, I'm just having an amazing time. That yeah, it's all right with me. So I'm
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
I'm loving it because I can go out when I want to, but I don't have to feel obligated to do it.
Hmm.
I'm
Correct.
Yeah.
working from home. I absolutely
Yep.
Okay.
love working from home. I'm like, I don't want to ever go back.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
okay, so we done with testimony time. So let's go to the
I know, but that was
This
good.
could be another topic, you know, outside of the married at first sight. We can talk about other stuff like that.
absolutely, absolutely. I've been thinking about other things when Married at First Sight goes away. Um, Ready to Love is coming back too, so y'all be thinking about that. Um, but
I don't know
I
if I
think
can give
there's
them
so
another
much that we
chance.
can talk about, though, guys. I just think there is so much because I think our chemistry is just so
Yeah.
crazy and on point. We la- we laugh most of the time, but
right,
Oh, look.
yeah. Look at this. Magnetic vortex resonance says a recent Brookings Institute poll shows women initiate 84% of divorce.
oh wow,
Wow, that's
Hmm.
interesting. She's a woman and an attorney. That
thank you,
Hmm.
is an interesting
magnetic.
stat. I would
Okay.
never thought that it was that high. That
Yeah,
is
me either.
Well, it's not that
I
high
was
with
in the other
Paige.
percentage. I mean, because I wasn't, because I didn't initiate my divorce.
okay. So you were in the what is it, the 16%?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we and
my
that's something else we can talk about is
yeah.
recovery, divorce recovery. What is it
Hmm.
like to go through divorce and coming out of that? And
Yeah.
y'all let us know in the comments, you all that are still on, let us know in the comments topics that you want us to cover as we move forward, as we exit out of um, Married at First Sight. If you want us to do a Ready to Love, I think it starts in April, review on that show, or if
Mm.
you want us to dive into some topics that you want us to address, let
Mm.
us know that as well. All right, y'all. Let's run through these other couples real quick.
Okay.
Virginia and Eric.
I
Virginia
think
and
Eric's friend was good.
yes.
The first guy, I think he was very, very good. Now I was a little concerned about Virginia's friend when he pulled Eric out on that balcony.
He had nerve, didn't he?
Yeah.
But Eric received him really good, which I was,
Yeah.
kind of surprised at, especially with his misgivings about her guy friends. But how he
Yes.
Right.
was
Yes.
receptive to what he said, I was like, oh, okay. Because I'd have been kind of like, did you go
Yeah,
tell
when
me?
when he said when he said that whole controlling thing, I was like, he's about to go over the balcony.
Man down, man down.
Man down, man down. Yeah.
But now I'm gonna ask y'all this. We're gonna run through them. But I'm gonna ask y'all this. When she got back from the wedding, remember they were away 4 days. She was away 4 days.
Yeah.
When they got back from the wedding, and she was, concerned about, how their interaction would be, how much he would require of her. And he's like, but it was okay, because I was only wanting us to talk, every couple of hours.
That was a little much.
Who does
a,
that?
a
Every couple of
little much.
hours?
That was a
That was
little much.
that was a lot.
Who calling? Who
Yeah.
calling?
Every few
Texting? I'm going
hours.
4 days, and we got to talk every 2 hours. And he said that
It
was
was
okay,
I
like,
know that
right?
was
dude,
hard for her. I know
And
that
you
was
see,
hard for
she didn't
her.
say anything. She was just kind of like,
right.
Mm-mm.
And he was like, that was good, right? No, dude, that wasn't good. I
I
didn't
just
even
wanted
get
you
a
to
chance.
miss
Look,
me. You missed me, right?
look, I didn't even get a chance to go to the wedding because I was on the phone with you.
That's exactly.
I'm like, what
Oh,
happened to like checking in like once or twice a day?
Yeah, right,
Why
he
right.
you talk
said
to me
every
Hey,
like
two
that? Man?
hours.
he said every
So
That's a
two
lot.
hours.
yeah,
Yeah,
he if he doesn't stop hovering, and he's
Yes.
already
Yeah.
said that she's kind of said he's
He's a
hovering.
helicopter spouse.
All these terms you come up with, Chrissy.
Well, because there is a such thing as a helicopter parent because that's I do parenting classes. So
Okay.
he's a helicopter spouse because covered. I mean, he's trying to stay over her every little thing. She can't do anything without. Yeah, he is a helicopter spouse.
Wow. I'm gonna have to. Let me see. I gotta write that down again. Hold up. I'm
Yeah.
writing down
Now
all
you
these
I'm
may
not
not
phrases
sure.
you
find
give
that in
us.
the dictionary, but I can write it in.
All right, I'm gonna put
I'm
that
not
down.
sure they're
Helicopter
gonna make
spice.
it.
Beware of helicopter spouses.
Right. I'm not sure
So,
they're gonna
so
make it.
Sharon said she don't think they're gonna make it.
I don't think so.
They're too different. Yeah, she's not. She's not. She's kind of like still wanting to party a little bit, be her own person.
She's she's married to her liver.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's the first thing she wanted when she got back. Was a drink.
Oh yeah, yeah. Did you see that?
I was like,
Honey, she was like, I'm gonna try to
I
make
don't.
this dip, but I'm gonna need a drink while I'm making this dip, while I'm pouring this hidden ranch in this bowl
Yeah,
with this sour cream. I'm gonna
yeah,
need to have a drink. And then she
and
said,
yeah,
can we all take shots?
and then when the guy
yeah.
didn't want one, she said, I don't know if we can be
Right.
friends if you won't take a shot.
I said, what?
We can't be
You
friends if
could
I won't take shots. We
Right.
won't be
you could tell
friends.
that she won't be ready to be a mother or a parent in the next 10, 15 years.
No,
Far
unless
from
she
it.
goes through some drastic
Yeah.
change, some drastic
Yeah.
change.
I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray for her eggs too,
What?
cause honey,
You think she
they
drinking them
they
up?
yes,
The eggs
they
drunk.
they gonna be like they're gonna be like the little pearls in the bubble tea. They just gonna they gonna be just full of liquor.
Lick it up. Lick it up.
Oh, I think she's a good person though. I
Oh
really
yeah,
do. I do see some good qualities in her. And
right.
so I think if they really paid attention to what each other were saying,
Hmm.
they could help one another grow out of their comfort zone.
Right.
True.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
don't think she's ready.
No.
No,
I
she
think she
wasn't ready
thought
for
she
marriage.
was. I don't. I don't think she's
She's
ready.
another one that maybe she did something during the interview process that tricked them.
Right.
Really, in actuality, I just think that the pandemic messed up all the experts, and nope, they didn't know what they was doing this season. Season 12 will always be remembered as the pandemic season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the COVID
But I think she
couples.
thought she was ready.
COVID. Yep.
I think she thought she wanted to be married, but I think she realized that she wanted a boyfriend.
Partying.
She was
Yeah.
just lonely and thought she wanted
Well,
permanent companionship.
marriage sure wasn't what you're supposed to do if you're lonely.
There's my buddy,
Sniper.
Silverback,
What you call him, sniper?
Sharpshooter.
sniper, sharpshooter, Silverback, elf, dwarf.
What
Here's
y'all
the
think about
thing.
them now? For real.
I'm almost feeling very sorry for Claire. I really am. I feel sorry for her. I just want to go give her a hug.
Why,
I
Sharon?
really do.
Why? Why do you feel sorry for her?
I feel sorry for her because that baby, she tense. She needs some loving. She is tense. She's just like somebody come pat me on the knee, pat me, rub my back, do something,
Yes,
because sharpshooter is not doing anything. I
and I
mean,
Well,
he
think
no,
they're
won't.
he's
the only
doing
ones that
something.
haven't.
He's not doing what she wants. He's doing something because remember she said she didn't understand how you could be comfortable with um, some activity, but not all. Okay, I'm just gonna put that. How you could be okay with some sexual activity, but not
Yeah.
be okay with the just going all the way. So she's trying
Right,
to figure out like why is that okay, but this ain't.
right.
Why can we engage doing this as a married couple, but we can't do this. And so
Right.
she is very frustrated, and he is just like, we taking the slow road to China.
And I mean, he going the street way. He going the street way to China.
Because she says she's
If
never seen him with his shirt off.
that was crazy.
Now, and he looks like he has a nice body.
He does. I'm like, okay,
I
all right.
told you,
He's
it's all in the
he's
hair.
just
The hair tells everything. There's something a little different about this gentleman.
I think
I
there's
don't.
something he's hiding.
You think so?
I don't know
It
what
could
it is. I don't know whether it stem from his childhood or what,
it
but
could.
it is just, and it's, I don't think it's really about him never being in love.
Okay.
I would be interested in, one of the things that I think they need to implement on this show is that every person that is picked should be able to talk to the ex spouse or the ex fiance or the ex girlfriend. Why'd you
Okay.
break up with it? I need
Mhm.
references.
That's good.
Hmm.
Well, you know what? I don't know if. Okay, I'm gonna put myself in this in these shoes. I don't know if I would want to talk to their ex. I would want the experts to talk to their exes, because I don't know if I would want, especially if there were no children involved, if I want that attachment to your past. I don't know if I want that. But I want somebody to know.
I think I will. I think I would
I
have the
want that.
conversation
I
with
want that attachment to your past because what I don't want is to be surprised.
yeah.
And there are some questions that the experts wouldn't know to ask on my
What
behalf.
what questions do you think they
Yeah.
would know to ask?
I can't even get into it. This a good spiritual show. I, Cheryl, Cheryl, you are not gonna make me just be the crazy one on your show every week. I be trying to come on here. I have a pep talk with myself going, Sharon, this week you are not gonna say nothing crazy. And then I get on here and I say something crazy. And I'm just like, back on it, Sharon, you didn't make it again, girl. You failed again. You failed again. But yeah, but there are questions that I don't think the experts are, because I want to know, things that are in depth. Well, how did he treat you? What things set him off?
Hmm.
That's
What
that part.
give me some examples. I want specifics.
But you don't
I
think that the experts would ask those kinds of questions?
no,
No, I want to directly talk. I want to talk to them so I can look them in their eyes while they're talking and see
correct,
if their eyes start twitching or if it's you got to
correct,
be able to see some stuff
correct.
myself.
I
Okay.
need I need my discernment before Pastor Cal's.
Yeah, because they're gonna miss it. Because
Hmm.
they have already missed this whole show. They've missed the whole all everything.
And at the end of the day, they don't have any skin in the game as far as having to stay with this person.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And so all of this, so I would have skin in the game if I have to stay with this person. So that means that if I'm talking to, somebody from your past, then I want to know why did you break up?
Hmm.
What
Yes.
happened? What transpired? You
Hmm.
know, how was he when you broke up? Was he a stalker? Was she a stalker? What happened?
Okay.
You know, how were they when it came to confrontation or conflicts?
Right.
How did they handle that? So there would be so many questions that I would want to ask the ex. I really would.
Okay.
I
Okay.
will do that now.
Yeah.
I need
Um,
references.
Well, and I guess I'm just
Because
different
this
that way.
guy
I
has
don't
no
think I would.
emotion.
Huh?
This guy here, well, I just call him Hair. He has no emotion.
He's very detached. He's
Like,
very detached.
there is really nothing that it doesn't phase him. He doesn't laugh a lot. He doesn't get mad so far. I mean, I haven't really seen too much of
He doesn't.
anything.
He
Right.
doesn't drink.
Right.
You
Doesn't
know.
drink, doesn't
I,
have sex with his wife.
Yeah.
Um,
He just tells her to
sounds
be
like a
quiet and
sharpshooter
mind
to
her own
me.
business.
Sounds like a sharpshooter to me. A sniper, a killer, a serial killer.
He just tell her, shh, don't you
mind
say
your business.
nothing. Mind your business.
Mind your business.
And
Yeah.
I bet you if
So,
he had told me that too, I'd be like,
oh yeah, honey, I would have threw that key away a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
just
that's
don't. I don't think any couple is gonna make it. Other than I am holding out hope
Vince, them, Vince. I
for
think that
Vincent
they
and
will.
Brianna, but I think the
I'm
rest of
praying for
them
them.
are going.
his friend was good. His friend
Yes,
was
Yes,
really good.
his
very
friend
good.
called him on the carpet. He was like,
Yep.
especially when he just kept laughing at it.
Yeah, yeah,
Now you know it's bad when your own friend laughing at you.
yes,
And he was like, so that's it?
That
That's
yeah.
you
he
you
said,
were going
you
home
got
for
mad
that?
for that?
Right. No, you were going home. You were going home for that? Like, cause of champagne? Like, dude, come on.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I loved how he checked him,
Yes, he
and you could
did.
tell that Vincent thought that that was really like this big sin that she had committed until his friend was like, "What?
Right,
Yeah,
You
right.
can't expect her to think like you or to
yeah,
do what you
Correct,
would do."
correct.
So
And
I loved
I
that.
loved that.
Hmm.
Definitely. He did
yeah.
that. Like I said, the friends were really good. I think they just
Very
needed the
good.
show. I think they needed the show this time.
Well,
Yeah,
and to know that they had friends that felt comfortable. Now that's when you really have a
Yeah.
friend that will tell you that you're wrong. No, that
Hmm.
wasn't him. That was you. Oh, that wasn't
Yeah.
her. That was you. You were in the wrong. You
Yeah.
need to
yes,
fix that. That was dumb.
yeah.
That part. So I'm gonna need you and Christy to have my back.
We got you.
Girl,
If you're
what?
talking about Chris, yeah,
Yeah. So I still have hope for them.
I
Yes.
do too.
I
I think
do.
that they'll be the ones that will make it.
Yeah.
If Chris and Paige makes it,
They will.
I think I'm gonna have to really take a real drink full of alcohol.
She said, "Forget these now alcoholic drinks we got." She was like, "Forget the mocktail."
Cause I'm gonna
Yeah,
wonder
we
what
go
has.
look, the mocktail turns into a cocktail.
Yeah,
I don't, and this probably sounds really bad because what I know is that from talking to so many people is that marriage is so personal, and
Hmm.
sometimes you don't know what makes a couple tick or what why people are
yeah,
together, what binds them or whatever. But in this instance, I'm praying y'all are wrong. I am praying that they do not stay together. And that is horrible to say. I know that's horrible to say because they married, and I'm praying their marriage don't work. So I probably shouldn't be thinking like that. But I want
I'm
some,
with
it's
no,
you.
because I want so much better for her. I want someone for her
yeah,
that loves her, that sees
yes,
her as beautiful without sexualizing her. That you can
Yeah.
see her as beautiful outside of her body, outside of sex, outside of any of that, that she is a beautiful person, that she is beautiful with her features, and that you ain't got to drum that up. You ain't
Right.
gotta work
Right.
up in your mind that y'all are having sex, to think she fine. Like,
Right. Right.
I don't wish that on any woman, to have her esteem just only attached to her body parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's she's not gonna have that body all forever. And
Yeah.
if that's all you are attracted to is my body, when I'm 50 years old and I've had all of your children and I don't have this body anymore, what then?
Yeah.
So I want her to have better than that. I'm like, no.
But she has to want better as well.
True,
Exactly.
true.
She has to want better, and not just say, well, I'm going to depend on God to answer this. Well, I thought that the word of God says faith without works is dead, being
Yeah.
alone. And you're going to have to work out your own soul salvation with fear and trembling.
Yeah.
And so I just think that she is going to have to make some
Right.
decisions, and she's going to, I was talking to another young lady yesterday, and just saying, how do you see yourself? How
Right.
what prompted you to devalue yourself? And
Yeah.
that's where, some of us as women are. We've been through so much hurt
Right.
and so much pain
True.
that we don't see ourselves, from not just from God's perspective,
Hmm.
but just who we are.
Yes.
And we've allowed our situations and circumstances to define who we are. And we should
Yes.
never define ourselves or devalue ourselves because of what has transpired. And I think that's what
Amen.
Paige has done so many
Yeah.
times, is she's devalued herself so much, and nobody has come in to say, baby, you're worth more than this.
Yes.
You
Yes.
deserve more than this.
True.
I thought that's what Pastor Cal was going to say to her when he met with her, because he just kept hugging her and patting her on the back. And I'm like, she needs some encouragement to
Yes.
say, baby, you better than this.
Yeah. And hopefully they are saying that to her. Maybe we don't get to see it. I'm hoping that that's the counsel that she's getting. I do know, when I was listening to Dr. Pepper talking, she was like, we can give somebody counsel and we can tell them what we think, but ultimately the decision is theirs to
That's
act.
true.
And so we don't know what they may be telling her, and she's just making a decision to continue to move forward and to see where this goes, or to see if he'll change and things will get better. But I do hope that she does learn to love herself.
Me
Yeah.
If
too.
that's an issue for her, which it kind of appears that it is. I'm not going to say that's what it is. That's what I see.
No, but
Um,
yeah,
and so hopefully
yeah,
she will. So, but
yeah.
we will
I'm
see
I'm
on next
hopeful.
week. Yeah, we will see what happens. What, tomorrow night, episode
Nope,
9.
Yeah, it comes on tomorrow
nope,
night.
nope.
We know Sharon will have to wait till the weekend because she's got to
Hmm.
decompress from. But I'll be watching it tomorrow night.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
Oh,
and
tuned
maybe
in.
look,
before we leave, y'all.
maybe by the time we come back on, I'm gonna tell y'all I found me a boyfriend. Something, honey. Good Lord.
Uh-oh.
Do it, Jesus.
I'm just playing.
You don't know how
Well,
God
I
gonna
hope
work.
so. Well, I hope so for myself.
Thank you. You don't know how God gonna work. Do it,
Well,
Jesus.
look, Mr. YouTube, Mr. Facebook, Mr. Instagram, wherever you are. My name is Sharon.
So whatever that do is do it quickly.
Right. Whatever you're gonna do it quickly.
Because I
Okay,
want
so
to
we
be
had our
married before this
mocktails
year is out.
tonight. This is sparkling cider
Oh, y'all
and
so good. Mm-mm.
So now this is what we're asking everybody to do. Tell us your favorite mocktail in the comments. Mocktail, non-alcoholic, saints of God.
Mocktail.
Mocktails. Tell us
Y'all
your
come
favorite one
on
in
my
the
show if
comments.
you want the other. No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
Tell us your favorite one in the comments, and maybe we will be drinking that next week or in
This
some
one
of the
has
weeks to come.
apples and this one has apples and raspberry,
Okay,
sparkling
apples and
blush.
raspberries. I think this one is I don't know. It just said sparkling cider. Martinelli's sparkling cider.
Well, mine's didn't make it. Um, I'm at Daddy's house, so I think they drink all theirs for communion. You know, I'm a pastor's kid, so they needed communion.
They needed communion. All right, so y'all be sure to put that in the comments. Let us know if you're tuning in on tomorrow. We will be here next Tuesday. And we've been talking a lot about counseling, therapy. I just had an awesome conversation with Dr. Stephanie Shepard on last Monday talking about mental health in the community and then in the Black church. That
Mm.
video is on YouTube. I would admonish you to check it out. She dropped some gems and some really, really good advice. So if you know someone that may be in the situation as our dear friends that are on this show, direct them to
That
the video. Because we all want to be healed, healthy, and
That's
whole.
true.
Especially as the three of us, and maybe many of you are believing God for
Yes.
marriage. And for those of you that are already married but are going through some rough spots and you may need some therapy.
Chrissy, stop!
Huh?
Did you see? You saw my eyes. Like,
Oh, I didn't see
And
your
as soon as
ass.
you said that, I looked over at Sharon, and Sharon was like,
okay. Yeah.
Okay, well, so should I say the two of us?
"I
I
want to be
mean,
married again."
here's the
Okay,
thing.
me and Chrissy want to be married.
I think we
Sharon
need
is
to do a
thinking
whole
about
show.
it.
I think we
Huh?
Future
need to
husband,
do a
if you are
show.
watching, future husband, if you're watching, I've been waiting for about 5 years for you to say hi,
She said, time's
and
a
it's
Well,
ticking.
time.
look. Well, look. Here's my thing, dear future husband. I've been single for this year 22 years.
Wow.
You late.
She said, your watch is not working anymore. You need a new
It's
battery.
stuck. It's
Look,
stuck.
we done went through daylight savings time. How many times?
And it's coming up again this weekend.
And it's coming up again on Sunday. So
Make
I
haste.
have I have been single now for almost 22 years.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's thinking about it. So
But you've been dating though, right?
Huh?
did you see that? Did you see that? I'm
You know,
just gonna say, did you see that?
Oh
Uh-huh.
God.
look, I'm telling y'all, I may need to come lay on y'all couch because we need to do this. This is a whole nother episode. I think we need to start our own show.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
need to get a Will Packer or somebody
yeah.
to start our own show to where we talk about this whole dating, marriage, married
We need
again.
to talk about it because I
There's a
Yeah.
have too
lot to
much
discuss.
temptation around me. I have a lot of temptation around me. A lot of guys that really are together, really look good, athletes. Yep.
Yeah,
She had
and
to stop. She go,
temptation
yep.
is a look, yeah, temptation is a mother baby.
Valentine's Day almost got me too.
Woo!
But you held that.
Okay. Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
sure
look.
did. I held
I'm
out.
gonna need y'all. We're gonna have to have a show, a whole show.
We'll see what we
I
can
would be
do.
the first client.
Oh gosh.
Hilarious. All right. Well, we'll let everyone go tonight. Thank y'all so much for joining us. If you haven't already, be sure to share this with someone. Make sure that you let them know that every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are here right now just going through the Married at First Sight season 12. So bring your mocktail and meet us on
Yes.
next week. See
Yes.
you later.
Bye.
Bye.